First thing I'd like to say is thank you for viewing this video. And if you don't mind, hit that like and subscribe. I'm pretty sure that I have more things that you'll be interested in, and it doesn't hurt to like the video, and it does help the channel out. It helps us grow. Now let's move on to our scheduled program. Hey, what's up? This is the BBN Network, Bronx Broadcasting Network. I'm Jack Frost. And before the video even start, man, hit that like and subscribe. If you ain't subscribed already, subscribe. Alright? Hit that like button for me. You feel me? Anyway, so I was just recently going, for anybody that's ever been on this channel, you probably heard me mention once or twice that I rarely ever watch real TV, regular cable. I rarely ever watch it. I watch a lot of YouTube. I like to streamline what kind of information I'm actually given and screw commercials half of the time. Not all the time, but half of the time. So I was watching 78 Sports TV. Anybody that's not subscribed to him or don't know who I'm talking about, link is gonna be in the description after the video. After the video, go check him out. He probably has some stuff that you like. Anyway, so he was doing a report about Jason Whitlock. You know, the coon, the fat one. Yeah, no, not that one. Not the one that's on TNT. The one that's on Fox Sports. Yeah, that one. So he was doing a video about that coon. So he basically said that coon particularly made a statement about how LeBron James doesn't really understand or he doesn't experience racism. And 78 Sports said that, Jason Whitlock doesn't know what he's talking about. But I'm going to respectfully disagree with 78 on this one. And let me explain why first. The reason in which why I respectfully disagree with him is because racism is being in a position and preventing somebody else from being able to increase or stopping someone or slowing someone down or preventing someone to be able to progress in life. That's what racism is. So if I go to try to get a job, somebody doesn't allow for me to get a job because of my ethnicity. That's racism. If I'm walking down the street and somebody shouts a slur at me, that's not racism necessarily. That's just being a bigot. Okay, now, basically Jason Whitlock is saying that the act committed against LeBron James was not racist. I'm going to agree with him on this point. I might never agree with this dude ever again in my life, but I'm going to agree with him on this point because the act committed against LeBron James was terrorism. Understand this. If you're walking down the street and somebody is shouting racial slurs, we call them racial slurs, but it's not really racism. It's terrorism. When you're actively being a bigot, you're committing acts of terrorism. You're terrorizing someone. You understand? So on that point, I'm going to have to disagree with homeboy. He got a good page though. Check him out. But no, it's not racism. It's terrorism. Racism is you got two people working the same exact position somewhere and you give one guy a raise but not the other guy because the other guy is an ethnicity that you don't think deserves it. That's it. You spray paint words, derogatory words about somebody's ethnicity. That's terrorism. It's not racism. It's terrorism. Anyway, I just want to make a quick point about that. Yo, 78, what's up? Anyway, anybody that have any comments about this, leave it down in the description. Like any kind of comments about, the difference between being a bigot, being a racist, being a terrorist. Because a lot of times people are not getting that. A lot of times, a lot of this shit is terrorism. It's not racism. It's terrorism. When they murder when the police out there and just murdering people because of their ethnicity, that's not racism. That's terrorism. America just doesn't want to label it as terrorism because America want to pretend that we're fighting the terrorists. Don't allow them to get away with this, because by us allowing them to get away with this, we're busy then siding with the enemy, who is the people who are committing terrorist acts, not necessarily the whole entire country of America. Let me just make that distinction, because you know how people like to just create hyperbole out of anything that another individual says. They try to cast a general tone over a comment when it was not meant as a generalization, but it was meant to be talking about a specific party. What was committed against LeBron James, terrorism, not racism. On this one point, Jason Whitlock has been right. He might never be right about another thing again as long as I live. But this thing, he's right. It's not racism. LeBron James has too much money to actually experience racism because the people who have enough money to commit racist acts against him probably aren't even thinking about him or already owns him. Okay? You can't commit a racist act against somebody who has more money than you. You understand? You can't. And that's fact. This is the difference between that's how they get us with verbiage, with the use of words and the terminologies in which they use, where they're talking in code a lot of time on TV, but we're not getting it. You understand what I'm saying? We're getting one message and we're getting the message we're supposed to be getting, don't get me wrong, but they're also talking in code, so a whole different set of people are getting a different message. That's how you can have an individual hold a pep rally, talk about two different things in one speech and make two different parties who are at opposing viewpoints agree with them, when in reality they're using a lot of code, and sometimes we don't know what's being spoken because the English language is a very, very tricky thing. All language in general is tricky, but the English language is very, very tricky since we're constantly taking words from other languages and incorporating them into ours, and also due to the fact that our schools aren't teaching the proper use of many words. And then if you take the fact that we take words and decide that words mean different things other than they actually mean because we come from a certain demographic or we were raised in a certain region of the country. If you go to certain different regions of the country, you can say the same word and it just means something different. So, we need to be a little bit more enlightened on these things, not for nothing. But once again, that was a terrorist act. They were committing an act that was meant to cause terrorist or meant to cause terror in the individuals in which they were committing the act against. That's a terrorist act. Anyway, please leave comments down below. I want to know what other people think about this. Chime in. Let me know what y'all think about this. You feel me? And that's all I got on this one. And I'm out. If you like this video, please hit the like and subscribe button. If you would like to help dictate the direction that this channel takes, please leave a comment. All comments are appreciated, whether positive or negative. Thank you very much and enjoy your day. And remember, positive thoughts cause for positive things to happen. Let's get it.